impossible to ignore.
Don't do anything stupid.
Hello, welcome to the support commentary for Awesomenauts. My name is BlueGill75. I'm playing as Deadlift. He is the newest support character for Awesomenauts. And his specialty is that he's got a shield. He doesn't heal his teammates. He mostly heals himself. But one of his abilities are that he has a shield, but he also has a lunge attack as well. So using the shield, you can block any damage that comes within that shield. It is horizontal, it's not very vertical, so if you have teammates that are jumping around quite a bit, it's really difficult to block that attack. So there's no when they leave the shield, they're protected for a couple of seconds longer. There's nothing like that. Your shield does have health. It degenerates as time goes on, so you can't just pop it and it's there for a while. You have to really make your timing count. So you can't just pop it willy-nilly. And I've learned not to use it while we're attacking a turret or anything like that. I'll save it just in case we're trying to get an ambush, and then use the turret in case someone tries to throw a bomb at us like Chucho or Coco would. Excuse me. I found that Deadlift's been a really good counter against Chucho, for the reason being that one of his abilities, his bomb, it's got a timer on it, so it doesn't detonate immediately. So you're able to, if your shield's not ready right away, you're able to give yourself time to use the shield and possibly save someone's life, because Chucho's bomb can do a lot of Chucho's power up to 600 damage or so. But we were going against a Coco, Chucho, and Nibs, so we had some pretty good counters, like going against Nibs, her fire attack, Coco's energy ball as well. But I kind of had that problem. I wasn't able to shield Ted well enough to save his life. But we do have a Ted bot on our team. They do eventually join the match. They might have been having connection problems. That usually happens. But I figure the bots don't really do that bad. Like, the people that developed the bots, most of them were community made, I believe. They did a really good job. Like, it's a huge difference in what we had before. Like, no disrespect to the development team, but when you have people who just focus on developing the bots, it really made a huge difference for the community. Like, the infamous Clunk bot, he does a great job. And there's all the other bots have done really well too. Like, our Leon bot is not too bad from memory, but when I play Deadlift, I like playing support or playing tank if someone's already playing support. So I like to be the guy, if I can't save a life by healing, then I usually try to be a meat shield, or someone who can take a lot of damage or sustain for as long as possible. Like, when I play as Durple, I tend to go for regen, shield, anything to kind of keep myself going in the fight for as long as possible before succumbing. So with Deadlift, I tend to go for a build where I get more shield life, I max out my regen, take 5-10% less damage, so it kind of helps my shield kind of works hand in hand. So where we had a bot, it's a little difficult to calculate what they might be doing. So I mostly just stuck around with Ted, and this match turned out really well. I was having some difficulty with doing a live commentary. I found that when I was trying to talk and explain what I was trying to do while I was talking, I didn't find myself doing as well as I was doing. I did have a couple matches where I didn't do that good of a job. I got a lot of flack from my teammates from that, so that got pretty discouraging. So I learned my lesson. I was playing a couple matches where I didn't know the characters all that well. But I find that if you don't do very well, a lot of people will give you a lot of crap for it. So I can only imagine if, like, a new person who doesn't have any experience playing a match, trying to play somebody, even if they go into training mode in them and just getting a lot of crap for it. Like, people say, oh, that's just what happens. You can't really do anything about that. But doesn't mean like it's good though. It kind of sucks. But I don't know. It's kind of my kind of rant. I kind of had a few matches in a row where I just had people saying, tell me to uninstall and stop playing. Don't play in our match or I'm going to kill you. Like, it's just a game. Like, it's okay. We're not losing anything. We're not in a tournament. It's not that big of a deal. Like, yes, I acknowledge that I didn't do that good of a job. I understand that. I could have done a hell of a lot better. So I kind of made adjustments. I did a couple training rounds, and maybe doing live commentaries isn't the best way of doing things until I do a little better, at least. Because I'm a little rusty on Awesomenauts. There are some things I could do more study going against other characters, my matchups. And I especially have to study the newer characters like Smiles and Commander Rocket, because I do have to kind of get used to what they do and how I can counter them better. But I do try to protect Ted, but I can only do so much with my shield. And there are some times where I'm trying to shield against a turret or just like an attack that I could be shielding against, but there are lots of attacks that happen and I'm not able to really protect as well as I could be doing. But I am trying to do my best with, well, this is my first death here and I got 6 kills, but even though I'm playing support, I'm getting 6 kills. Like, that's excellent. I'm not really too concerned about getting kills. I'm more concerned about trying to block damage and trying to keep my teammates alive. But I find like I'm really up close with the enemies, so while I'm there shielding, I will just deal some damage and try to do some debuffs that way too. Like, what did I have this far into the match? I had increase my shield, and heal myself, regenerate, self healing, shield. I find this item right here was really useful. When I lunge into someone, my leap attack, it reduces their damage dealing by 12%. Yeah, the first item's 12%, and then 24%, I believe, once I upgrade that. So it really makes leaping in front of someone really effective, because if I land a hit, not only am I in front of that person, and I can take damage if they don't have a piercing shot, that means that they'll be able to deal less damage to me, or if they have piercing shots, they deal less damage to their person. So it really complements my playstyle, because I can kind of jump in and try to save my teammate, if it isn't too late at least. So we've been doing really well. Like, we're at level 7. They're about a level behind. But some matches I find you either do really well or you don't do really well. But it's a little frustrating to see that people just get really angry at each other. Like, Awesomenauts, I remember back in, I think it was like 2.0 or something like that, like, people just be so chill. But then it just be like, once you got into higher leagues, like League 2 or League 3, it got pretty serious. But I find like people aren't as excellent as they could be. So it's really nice when people start a match to say, good luck, have fun. Let's do our best and let's have a good round, let's have fun. Like, I used to say that whenever I start a match, and now, like, I really appreciate it when people just say, like, good luck, have fun. Like, it's just a game. We're not in a tournament. There's no money being lost if we lose. I don't know. It got to me a little bit today, and I tend to have a problem getting over being butthurt, I guess. But it's important, if you're not really having a good session, just take a break, go do something else for a while. Like, I was getting frustrated, I was getting a little bit upset, because I understood I wasn't doing that well, but it didn't really help that my teammates were giving me a lot of flack for it. Like, my own teammates. Did our team? Okay, yeah, that's one thing, but the people on the other team at that time, they're saying, like, it's okay, people have bad mornings. You'll do a good job again sooner or later. As I felt I was doing really well, like 10 to 1. I don't know if I've ever gotten this many kills as anybody, like maybe Genji or Voltar, but it's been a long time, but it was a very strong match. I'm just trying to see it. Blue team, their KD ratio isn't excellent. At least they keep trying. Like, as long as they keep trying, and if they don't go AFK or just stay in the base, it kind of makes it keeps the match from being really good, or keeping it from being challenging to win even. And there are even times where, like, if you're not doing that well in the entire match, you might get lucky near the end of it and you can still win. Like, a lot of people just want to surrender and just move on to the next match and take advantage of that. Like, I don't know. It's just a little frustrating, but I just remember, like, if you're not having a good time, you can always do something else. Like, when I started feeling like crap, I took a break. I just stopped playing for an hour. Did some laundry, did some chores. Just relax. It's just a game. We're just doing this for fun. So, yeah, there's my little rant. Yeah, I find, like, when I play aggressively with Deadlift. I tend to stay with my teammates as much as I can. Ultimately try to keep everybody back. Try to block as much damage as possible, but with Chucho and Coco dealing a lot of damage on me, it is a little difficult to keep the sustain going. But having that lifesteal on my basic attack does help quite a bit, and Ted does a really good job with fighting Chucho off as well. Because Chucho's at 4 to 5, so like it's not a positive KD, but it's still pretty good. And doing that reduced damage on Coco, she can't really try to fight back with really powerful energy ball as she usually does. Like dealing that reduced damage if you land lunge can be pretty devastating, especially for someone who might have a burst attack. Like if you lunge at a railing, there is an item on Ted's auto attack that you can stun them if you do your lunge and then you do your auto attack, you can stun them. But I haven't had the chance to stun a railing, so I don't know if that cancels her snipe. But we did a really amazing job here. Like as long as we're teamed up, Deadlift can't do amazing on his own, but he's a support character, so a lot of his items and his loadout depends on his teammates. So having somebody who can deal a lot of damage, me just sticking with Ted, letting Xenia do whatever she needs to. She needs to run to their lane, deal some damage, take out some droids, or take care of somebody who might be trying backdoor, things like that. But we did a really good match here. But I don't know. I didn't see Coco too much about this. Someone did say, yeah, okay. I remember somebody saying that Coco went AFK, but I don't know if she did it at this point. Yeah, I don't think I was paying too close attention, but our Ted does a really good job in whatever items I go for. Because I think buying the barrier magazine helps reduce damage taken to your shield too, so I think that goes hand in hand with the protective pose as well. So that was something I was considering as well. So there's not a whole lot I have to say. Like, as you can tell, Ted, I think he's got the item where, yeah, if you land an airstrike, it goes all across the map. So he was making full use of that. Like, he was down here and he fires a land strike or airstrike, yeah, will come up here too. So he made excellent use out of that. And Chucho was doing really well with landing bombs here as well. Coco was having some problems, but 2 to 8, it happens. I was playing this in the morning time. I find I'm a little groggy playing a game in the morning, and even then I didn't have my shield. Yeah, because you can see here Coco AFKY, but she might have, whoever was playing Coco might have been busy, but I was kind of getting a little discouraged by that, even though we were doing really well. Reason being that even though we're doing really well, there have been times where somebody might go AFK and just say like, "Oh, just end this. We're losing too bad. We can't come back from this." And it kind of makes trying to play even game frustrating, because everybody assumes tries their best. They try to do what they can with their experience and with character loadouts, like character customizations as well. Like our Xenia is a 1 to 4. They weren't doing too great, but they were doing a pretty good job with keeping droids back as well. Yeah, even then I couldn't even really keep up with Ted. I think coming from that experience, I learned to get the item where you go faster when you're nearby teammates, so that helped considerably. But I think at this point, I think I was focusing on the droids. There was a lot of droids coming back, and there wasn't a whole lot of point of me being up so far. So I decided to just focus on droids, make some money, and just wait for everybody to regroup. I don't know why I had lunch. I'm just getting all burpy, and so I keep pausing to burp them. My apologies. So we're doing really well. We have 2 turrets left, and they got 1 turret left that's almost down. And assuming it's not doing too bad, but it is difficult to try to fight against a Nibs if you have to get up close. So my shield does really help against there. Hi, Marshall. Hi. That's my cat. Yeah, as you can see, Ted's been getting kill after kill with Coco, and yeah, Good game, well played, easy. Well, we did a really good job. It might have been a little easy, but I had a couple matches where it didn't work out so well, but blue team did really did not do that bad of a job. Like, it's not too negative. Like, you had someone that died 9 times, but they were doing the best they could. I thought, like, or maybe they didn't. They might have been high level, or they didn't have a lot of experience with Coco even. But that was one of my better tip plays, and I'm happy that I was able to get a match where I showed that deadlift can work with some people if you make the most use out of it. So yeah, that's all I got to say about Awesomenauts and deadlift right now. If I get a really good match with deadlift again, I'll be sure to share that. So that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching.